Okay, let's do it. It's morphin' time! Close enough. Hey there guys, how's it going? So I've been wanting to do this Power Ranger video for quite a while now because Power Rangers Zeo is one of my favourite seasons. It's in my top 5. It's a great continuation to Mighty Morphin, but it also does something new with stronger plots, better writing for the Rangers, great arcs such as the Gold Ranger arc with the return of Jason. But my only problem is with Zeo, it never really got the ending that it deserves. Yes, Good as Gold ended the Gold Ranger arc and Rita and Sid managed to take their revenge on the Machine Empire, but after that we got the Turbo movie, which was a swap over from the Zeo powers to the Turbo powers. According to Zordon, the Megazords aren't strong enough to take on Malagor, but a Megazord out of cars can. I thought the Zeo powers was one of the most powerful resources in the entire universe. Originally there was going to be a bit more explanation in the Turbo movie, but the producers didn't want that because they want to draw in a new set of fans, so they didn't want to rely on what came before, so they kind of abandoned all the world building. So back in the day there was a rumour that there was going to be an event that was going to be a transition period for Zeo to Turbo and known as Scorpion Reign, but that turned out to be a giant hoax. But that got me thinking, Scorpion Reign could have been one of the greatest finales in Power Rangers. So I've decided to create my own ending to Power Rangers Zeo from beginning to end, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So my ending is called Victory and Loss, and this takes place a couple weeks after Good as Gold, and there's been no sign of the Machine Empire, so the Rangers are going through their day-to-day lives, near into their time in high school. Jason has gone travelling with Emily, Thoria has gone since he's no longer required, and Arik the Conqueror has gone on his own adventure since no one cares about that character. So the last time we saw Rita and Sid was at Good as Gold, and they did the sneak attack on the Machine Empire, crippling them. Now it's their time to do an attack on Earth, and they work on their biggest invasion yet. They've been building up their forces. Finster has access to his old machine, allowing him to create the original parties to join forces with Zed's parties and the Tengu Warriors. They're not messing around this time, and Servant Terror has been upgraded with the Machine Empire's technology. Meanwhile on Earth, Tommy, Adam and Rocky apply for the karate match that we see in the Turbo movie, but then suddenly there's a mini earthquake happen and all the Rangers are teleported to the power chamber. Zordon alerts the Rangers that Rita and Zed are back with a full-on invasion. We've got Rita and Golda on the ground with an army of putties, Zed putties and Tengu Warriors, and then you have Servant Terror in the sky with Zed and Rita aboard it. The Zeo Rangers' biggest challenge yet, so the Rangers morph into action. Adam pilots the Red Battle Zord while the rest of the Rangers deal with the ground force. Fast forward about 20 minutes in and the Rangers are just overwhelmed. It got to the point that Servant Terror completely thrashes the Red Battle Sword and destroys it. Luckily Adam escapes, so the Rangers regroup back at the power chamber to come up with a better plan, and Zordon decides to call on some old friends. So this time Rocky pilots the Zeo Megazord and Adam pilots the Super Zeo Megazord while the rest of the Rangers deal with the ground force. Ninja comes back to aid the Rangers because I love Ninja. I hate when he just disappeared, so I really wanted him back, and Jason comes back to have a one-on fight with Golda, and this time he morphs into the Red Ranger. And now before you say, but the Mighty Morphin powers were destroyed, technically in the power transfer the powers were kind of copied in a way, so that's why we see Jason come back in Forever Red, and we'll see him again in the Dino Team Up storyline in Beast Morphers. But the problem is he can only use it for short periods of time, 10 minutes, and then he has to wait for like a full day to recharge. The Rangers are finally making a difference and most of the ground force is taken care of, so Tommy, Tanya and Kat head off to the Zord battle. But it gets more interesting because Prince Gasket and Princess Artuchina arrive, not to help the Rangers but revenge on what Rita and Zed did to his future empire. So they overwhelmed Rita Revolto and destroy him. The reason why I did this because we never see Rita again in Power Rangers, so it seems fair, and I hate when characters disappear, and Rita is in such an emotional state for her brother's death, so she releases a full-on blast from Servant Terror on Prince Gasket and Princess Artuchina and destroys them. The reason because I do this again because we never see them in space, and I hate when characters disappear, so this just seems right. So it all comes down to the Megazord battle, and after countless attempts the Rangers manage to find a weak spot in Servant Terror that can set off a chain reaction. The problem is the Megazords are running low on power, so the Rangers convert their own energy for one final attack and they use the Warrior Wheel. I know it's the Gold Ranger Zord, but Trey didn't really need it, so he left it on Earth. So the Rangers managed to hit that weak spot on Surf and Terror, which set off a chain reaction, and Surf and Terror is badly damaged, so Rita and Zed retreat back on the moon. But unfortunately, due to the fact that the Warrior Wheel was so close to destruction, it was destroyed. So after Zed's and Rita's defeat, and they thought they were going to win this time, they decide to give up taking over the Earth and head over to the other side of the galaxy. And Zed decides to leave Surf and Terror on the moon since it's badly damaged and it's fed up with it. That's why we see Surf and Terror again in Forever Red. Meanwhile on Earth, after the biggest battle yet, Zordon congratulates the Rangers, but unfortunately due to the fact that the battle was intense and they used most of their powers to that final attack, the Zeo powers are permanently crippled. They are very fragile, they can go off at any time. That's why we see Catherine in the Turbo movie when she jumps in the river and it goes off like that. So it was a bittersweet victory for the Rangers. Two swords were destroyed, the Zeo powers are permanently damaged, they can't use the Megazords to their full potential. Nidor decides to go for a long slumber after an intense battle, but since Rita and Zed are permanently retreated and the Machine Empire are laying low, there really isn't anything to worry about at the moment, so the Rangers head off to the juice bar to cool off. Meanwhile, Alpha and Zordon are trying to find a way to restore the Zeo powers, but with no such luck. But they received a transmission from Billy saying he's created a template for the turbo powers. Yes, I think Billy was the founder of the turbo powers, and here's why. Billy has created weapons and Megazords, so why not new powers based on Earth technology, cars? And he's upgraded a Volkswagen Beetle into the Radbug, which was used in the first series of Power Rangers when the teleportation system was down. So over the years his ideas were evolved, so why not turn a car into the Zord? So Alpha and Zordon get to work on the new turbo powers. So there you go, my own ending to Power Rangers Zeo. Victory and loss. It was a victory for the Power Rangers, but they lost quite a lot. You kind of get it. But yeah, I've been wanting this video for quite a while now. I think Zeo deserved a proper ending. If Zeo had a ending, or a decent ending, I think it would have been like one of my top 3 seasons, but it's still number 4 for me. But yeah, there you go. Go check out my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Instagram page. You guys are awesome. Let me know if you have any ideas for a Zeo ending. Please comment down below. I'd really like to see them. But till next time, guys, I got your back.